Hello, MoveEasy movers. Welcome to MoveEasy Yoga with Kathy. Today, we are recording this on Saturday, June 15th. Yeah, 2024, or whatever day you're watching this video. For props today, you'll want your trusty chair, of course, at the beginning, or sofa, whatever you put your legs on. But then later on, we'll be standing and leaning or support. So either the chair or a wall later on. But as far as other props, unless you put something special behind your head. The focus today will be we'll do some ankles, some legs, some back if we get to it, and some core. So just a little bit of everything from the waist down. So we're going to start as we normally do with a 7-minute static rest. So quick review on that. So your legs are on a chair or a couch or a box or something for support. Now, if you want, you can always put your legs just straight up a wall. That's a little harder, but it's also an option. They don't have to be on a chair. You want to make sure, though, if you are on the chair, the lower legs are even with the floor. They're not tilted up or down. So if you're short like me, it's got to be a low chair. Your hips are a few inches away from the base of the support you're using. Shoulders are relaxed. Support under your head if you need it. Arms are wherever they're most comfortable. Cactus is a good pose because it opens up your chest. Not everybody's comfortable with that, though. Breathe normally. Bring yourself, your awareness into your yoga space, and just try to be. Try not to think of anything in particular. That's the hardest part. We're going to be here for 7 minutes. Okay, time is up. Stay where you are. If you choose, you can roll your tongue under the roof of your mouth to tighten your chin. We're going to rotate our head from right to left slowly, about 6 times, cervical rotation. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. You can go at your own pace if you choose. You don't have to follow my pace. 5, 6. Okay, good job. All right. Now we're going to do the vagus nerve reset. We're all familiar with this. So your head is straight forward. Your eyes are straight ahead. We want to activate our vagus nerve. Excuse me, I just think about it and I yawn. And we're going to start by moving our eyes only, just the eyes to the right, and wait for a reaction, a sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. I do this a lot. So, like I say, just even thinking about it and I'll yawn. And once you've done that, bring your eyes back to front and then move just your eyes to the left and wait for your reaction. Sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. Now go ahead and do this at your own pace 2 times on each side without my cueing. And I'll give you a couple of minutes. Okay, finish up. The next thing we're doing is head ramping. You can leave whatever support you have under your head if you choose, or you can put something else back there, set it therapy balls, sponge ball, whatever you choose. We're all familiar with this as well. We're going to be pressing the back of our neck, our occipital ridge. The bony part between your ears runs along your scalp line, away from the rest of our body. You can do this sitting up, you can do it lying down, but we're going to press it away from the rest of our body, or in this case, down towards the floor. Hold it and then release. We'll do this about 5 times. So press. Your chin will also come along for the ride. Hold, release. But it's the back of your neck that's doing the movement. Press, hold, and release. Now we're still working on that vagus nerve, so you may get a reaction, your sigh, swallow, gulp, or yawn. It always makes me yawn. Ah, press, hold, and release. Excuse me. Two more. Press, hold, and release. And last one. Press, hold, and release. All right. Okay. Next on the agenda today is breathing. We're going to do my favorite, square breathing. And we'll do this at the count of 4. So I like this because it's very simple. And for me, it's very calming. Um, an example of that, yesterday I had something happen very suddenly that I had to react to very quickly. And I just took a minute and I did a couple of square breaths, and I was able to focus and get it handled and get it done because it had to be done right away, and it seemed to work. Just it was it was really hard not to panic in that moment, but everything worked out and I was able to calm myself down. So that worked for me. I don't know if this would work for you, but anyway, the breathing is at the count of 4. So you inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, and hold 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do like 3 in a row that way. So here we go. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Last one, inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4, exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and relax. It's amazing how something very simple like this can just calm you down when that adrenaline rush hits you. Okay. So the next thing we're doing is vacuum. You can stay where you are if you choose. You can actually hold any shape that works for you. In my case, I like to push my chair away and extend my legs. But like I say, any shape that works for you. A lot of people like the center pose. Knees are bent, feet are flat. I just like to have my legs extended. So it's whatever works for you. We're going to work on our pelvic floor. So how we do this is we take a normal breath in through our nostrils and then exhale everything out of our lungs, empty our lungs. At the same time, we're going to create a vacuum in our pelvic floor area. Press your belly button down so your back is flat against the mat. Hold your breath out for the count of 10 and then release. And we'll do this 3 times. 3. All right. So take a normal inhale and then exhale everything out of your lungs. Excuse me. Create your vacuum. Hold your breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. Give yourself a couple of breaths to bring it back to normal. Now, second one, take a normal inhale and then exhale everything out of your lungs. Empty your lungs. Press your belly button down. Create that vacuum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. One more. Give yourself a minute. Okay. Normal inhale. Exhale everything out of your lungs. Create your vacuum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release. There we go. All right. So let's come on up to sitting. Whichever way works for you. Take your time. We're going to do our regular stretches that we do to warm up. Okay, so we're going to start with the side bend. And this is a 40-second movement. So slide your hand along the mat. Other arm comes up and over. I like to pretend that I'm leaning against a wall, that my elbow, both elbows, and my shoulders are against that wall. Make sure that your both sits bones are still on the ground, on the mat. Now take that upper arm and lower your elbow till it's parallel and reach for that side wall. Reach, reach, reach. Feel that stretch. Oh, yeah. Oh, that feels so good. All right. Arm up, torso up. Other side. There we go. Hand along the mat. Other arm comes up and over. I love this stretch. I do it every day. And just reach as far as you can. Make sure both your sits bones are still on the floor. Just reach as far as you can. Now lower that arm till your elbow is right in front of your face. Arm is parallel to the floor. Reach for that wall. Reach, reach, reach. Okay. Arm up. Torso up. All right. Let's go ahead and switch our legs for the smell of it. All right. Now we're going to do a thoracic rotation. The thoracic back is the upper back. So left hand on right knee, right arm or other arm is behind you on your fingertips. That's your support. Make sure your back is straight, that we're not slouching. We want our shoulders to be back. And we're going to rotate our shoulders to the short end of our mat. This stretches the part of your back from your bra strap up. Make sure that your chin is level with the floor, that you're not looking down or up. It's level. You can move your chin back and forth if you choose. Or you can move your torso back and forth if you choose. Or you can just enjoy the stretch. Be aware of where you're feeling it. Make sure your posture is good. And there we are. And now the other side. So right hand on left knee, left arm is behind you on your fingertips. Same thing, keep your back straight and your chin level and rotate. So you're facing the short end of the mat or as close as you can come. And remember your options. I like the rotation, but I also just like to be in this position and feel what I'm feeling, which is I can feel this in my upper back. And there we go. Come on around. And if you want, you can switch your legs again. I just don't like sitting in one position too long. And the third thing we're going to do while we're here are shoulder shrugs. So these are the ones where you just come straight up with your shoulders and then down. So you're sitting up in good posture. And we're just going to go straight up with the shoulders. Hold it for a minute or a few seconds, not a minute, and then drop. So up and then down. And then up and then down. And up and then down. Two more. Up and down. And up and down. That woke up my shoulders. I don't know about you. Whoa. Okay. Now, this next triplet is more of a focus on different ways of sitting. Now we're gonna be changing our sitting position and then doing a movement and then changing our sitting position and doing a movement. So the first one is bound ankle, which is the soles of your feet are together. Now, not everybody is real comfortable with this one, and how close you are to your torso is up to you. It can be out here, whatever you're comfortable with. It can be closer, is just try to make sure the soles of your feet are together. Now, while we're here, we're going to do a torso rotation. So, and this is a 40-second movement. So we want to go slowly. Just make the circle as big as is comfortable for you. If you're like me, you're going to feel it in your hips. Or not. Be aware of where you are feeling it. Now let's change direction. So we're actually working both the upper and the lower body here. And there we go. All right. So that's the one. This next one is the hero pose. So the hero pose is sitting like this. Now, if you're uncomfortable with any of these poses, you don't have to do them. I just thought it'd be nice to just sit a different way and do something. You can always just sit on a bolster or a pile of towels or pillows or whatever works for you, because not everybody can do this either. And just to show you, this is what it looks like from the back. So it's called the hero pose. And what we're going to do in this pose, and I need to adjust just a little, is we're going to be using our arms and swimming like we're in water. We're going to do that for 40 seconds, going both forward and backward. Excuse me. Oof. So here we go. 40 seconds. So pretend like you're swimming, doing the, what do you call this? The breaststroke. And then I'll tell you when we're going to turn around and do the backstroke. But the hero pose is good for this one. Okay, so now we're going to do the backstroke. And move those shoulders. So this is great shoulder work. And this position gives you more room for your arms. Okay. All right. That was fun. Now the next position we're going to sit in is called the Z pose. And again, not everybody can do this, but you can do what works for you. If you need to be further out like that, that's good. But typically the Z pose is one foot's against the thigh and the other one is back as far as possible. You're going to find yourself leaning. Very often when you're in this pose and you need to be upright, you'll want to put something under your hip, but it doesn't matter because we're going to lean anyway. So what we're going to do in this pose, and again, if it's uncomfortable for you, you don't have to sit in this position. But what we're going to do is on the bent knee side, we're going to rotate and come down. And again, if this is difficult, don't worry about it. You can just stay up or you can just stay in the pose. This is level 1. This is level 2. This is level 3. You stay at whatever level is comfortable for you. But it's going to be a 40-second hold. So level 1, level 2, level 3. You can come down as far as you choose or not. You can always do push-ups this way. You may notice this in your hip. If so, straighten your leg out. I'm getting a little bit of a cramp, so I'm straightening my leg out. But come down if you can. Your right hip, if you're leaning to your left, your right hip's going to be up. And there we are. Okay, now I've still got a cramp in that. In that hip. Ah. Okay, now we're going to go the other way with the Z pose. And you may find that it's easier on one side than the other. That's very common. But your leg is as close to your thigh as possible. If it's out like this, that's okay. It's whatever works for you. And then sitting up straight, we're going to lean to the bent knee side. Oops. 40 seconds. So this is level 1. This is level 2. This is level 3. So it's whatever works for you. If you want, you can straighten the leg out if that feels better. For me, it does feel better. I don't know why I'm getting a thing in my hip. This side, not so much so. So there we are. And that's 40 seconds. All right. So good job, you guys. So anyway, I thought that would be something different. So now we're going to be standing. And you can stand at a wall or your chair. I need to set up for just a second, so just bear with me. I want to get my floor so I can better show you what we're doing. So we're going to do heel toe lifts. So you want to make sure that you are not on carpet if possible. because it's harder on carpet. I always try to do this like on the actual floor rather than my mat. So you do want to hang on to something, your chair, a wall, whatever. And we're going to come up with our heel and then come down really slowly and then come up with our toes. And then come up with our heel, come down very slowly and come up with our toes. So we're going to do this for 40 seconds. So again, your feet are even with each other. So you come up on your toes, come down very slowly, come back on your heels, lift your toes up. Come forward, come up on the balls of your feet, lower yourself very slowly, come back on your heels, lift your toes up. Come up again. This part's really important. You need to lower yourself very slowly. That's what gives you the strength part. And there we go. So if you practice this at home, make sure that you're coming up on the balls of your feet, and when you come down very slowly. This is where the strength comes in. And then come up on your toes. That's the flexibility part. And now we're going to do something for the hip. And I was doing this the other day in class, and I thought it was a good one. Not Via's class, a different class. So your knee is forward, even with your hip. You're holding on to something, the wall, chair, something. And then you bring the knee back. Let me demonstrate this way. Your knee is forward. You bring the knee back. My mat just fell down. And then bring it forward again. You keep the same bend in your knee. So this is the movement. This is for the hip right here. Now, personally, I've been having some hip issues right here. So this feels really good. So we're going to do this very slowly, 40 seconds. So knee is forward. And then the knee goes back as far as possible without leaning forward. You want to keep your torso upright. And then bring it forward. And bring it back. Actually, I should have my chair over here. Hold on. We're going to start over. Sorry. Yeah, we're going to go this way and then back. So we're going to do this again, 30 seconds. So we're going to get a lot of work on this right one. So knees forward and then slowly bring it back. My torso is upright and it's not moving. Knees forward, knees back. Knee is forward, knee is back. Notice I've got the same bend in my knee. I'm working the hip here. There we go. That was 30 seconds. Okay, now we'll do the other side, and this way will just be 40 seconds. So here we go. Oops. 40 seconds. Knee is parallel to the hip, and then you bring it back. You may feel this in your hamstrings. You may feel it in your hip. Just be aware of where you're feeling it. There's no right or wrong answer here. But this is really good. I have what you call a galley kitchen, even though I have an island. The island makes it sort of a galley. And I'll put a hand on each counter and do this. When my hips feel tight, because it's a good hip loosener. There we go. All right, that's it. Now we're also going to do what I call a standing quad stretch. And I think putting the chair where it is a good idea. Okay. So let me start on my right side. So what you want to lean down and get your foot. Runners do this very often. If you need a strap to do this, you can go ahead and do that. You want to keep your knees as close together as possible. Do not go out this way. And then just hold this. This stretches the front of your thigh, your quad. So we're going to hold this stretch for 30 seconds on each side. So start on the right or whichever side you choose. And just try to pull your foot. I've got my hand on the top of my foot, right under my toes, standing up straight and pulling it back. You'll feel that stretch in your quad. Make sure your torso is not leaning forward. Your chest is expanded. Shoulders are back. There you go. 30 seconds. Oh, that was a stretch. Okay, other side. 30 seconds. So I have my knee out initially, but then I pull it back in. So it's right next to the other knee. Standing up straight, shoulders are back, head is level. You pull up on your foot, keep your torso erect, don't lean forward, and just feel that stretch. And that's it. There you go. Now that we've done that with our legs, we're going to try an actual pose here, a tree pose. So make sure you do have something. You don't need it if you've got good balance. I need it because I'm still working on my balance. We're going to do a tree pose. Now there are different options for a tree pose. This is a baby tree, and this is the one I can do without without any support. This is a regular tree, and this is what advanced people can do. Leslie, you can probably do this. So what we're going to do is we are going to hold that for 40 seconds, whichever one works for you. So it can be the baby tree. This is just my toes are on the ground. My foot is leaning against my lower leg. The knee is out. And some people can do this without support. I need to hang on to something at this point. I'm working on it, but it takes a lot of balance. If you want to do this, make sure you've got something to hang on to. Do not ever, ever put your leg on your knee. It's always above or below. We do not want to put pressure on that knee going sideways. And that's it. We're going to do the other side. Okay. So again, baby tree. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good balance. Try out. Foot on calf is regular tree. I always have to hang on to something. And then we've got, of course, the advanced tree, which I don't know anybody that can do that, but I'm sure Via could. So 40 seconds. Here we go. So, and I should have said this on the other side, I recommend looking straight ahead at something that is stationary, focusing on that, not looking down at the computer or at your feet, just looking straight ahead, good posture. It's very similar to balancing on one foot. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Good deal. Now, before we go back down to the mat, we got to do one core thing, and that's my favorite, the knee march. We love this. This is core work, lower core work, hip work, but we're only going to do it for 40 seconds because we're running low on time. So make sure you do have something to hang on to. This is not a balance move. Here we go. Knees up at your own pace. You know, go slow if you need to. That's fine. It's whatever works for you. The important thing is that you get your knees up on each step. So if you have to go slow, that's fine. Pace yourself. It's not a race. It's actually the actual movement. So you don't need to keep up with me. This is something I also try to do every day. I say try because I don't. Okay, good job, guys. Go ahead and get back to the mat. Give me a minute to tear down here. And we're going to be on our backs. Okay. So here we are. Center pose, knees bent, feet flat. And your feet are hip width apart. We're just going to do knee drops, one knee and then the other. Again, 40 seconds. At your own pace. Just drop your right knee. Don't bring it all the way to the floor. Just stop it where it's supposed to stop. And then your left knee. And your right knee. Your left knee. At your own pace, like I said, you don't need to follow me. I'm just up here making suggestions. But this works your front hip flexors. And there we go. And then what have I got? Oh, bent knee leg lifts. Here's another one for the hip flexors. Again, knees are bent, feet are flat. You just lift your leg and put it back down. Oh boy, I can feel that after the work we did. Lift your left leg and put it back down. So again, 40 seconds. Up and down and up and down. Doing a lot on hip flexor today. So my right hip has been bothering me. I think I slept on it wrong. It's wonderful getting old. Again, your own pace. You don't need to follow me, but keep it slow and steady. You can go slower than me if you want. And then one more. Here we go. Okay. And now we're going to do a core thing, and there are options. So here's the movement. It's alternate leg extensions. You can do this. This is stage 1 or level 1. And it's again timed. Or level, I don't know, level 2, I guess, would be, and only if you have a strong neck, holding your head up and doing it with your head up. This puts more pressure on your front core. The third, which I will only demonstrate, so I'm not going to do it, is this movement. So if you really want to do that, you can. But there are 3 levels. That third one is actually the best for core, but it's also the hardest. So I'm going to do the middle level. And we're going to do this for 40 seconds. I didn't time it. Okay, yeah, 40 seconds. So do whichever level works for you. Perfectly fine. Oops, that's 30. It's perfectly fine to do whatever works for you. Here we go. We love our core work, don't we? We do. We love core work. And seconds. And there we go. Okay, good job. That one left me breathless. All righty. And now the last 3 things I've got. What's the time? Oh, we only have time for one. Okay. So we're going to do one specific core exercise, and that's the hover. So the hover is extended legs, and you lift them both up just a few inches off the floor. We're going to hold them for 30 seconds. Now, if you can't hold it that long, that's fine. Just bring them back down and then pull them back up. So this is just a 30-second hold. Straight leg. Up we go. And just hold them for 30 seconds. You can do this. Yeah, we're working our core, working our legs. We're working all kinds of things. 13 seconds. We're 2/3 of the way through already. And then we're down to the countdown. 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on. 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. You did it. Good job. That's a tough one. And that really works right here. All right, you guys. Good job. Time for Yoga Nidra. Go ahead and find yourself a comfortable position. You can be sitting. You can be lying down. You can be on your stomach. You can be on your back, whatever works for you. Make sure that you're warm enough or cool enough, as the case may be. Might want to cover your eyes or roll yourself in a blanket. I'm going to lead you through, a 61-point guided meditation. This works on your nervous system, balances your subtle energies, and increases your mental harmony. I will guide you to move your attention through internal points as I mention them. Allow your awareness to flow to these points without moving any part of your body. Begin with your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Observe your abdomen as it rises and falls with the gentle flow of your breath. Now bring your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat, right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, center of your pelvis, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, spiritual heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This concludes the 61-point guided meditation. Begin to wiggle and stretch. Stretch your arms out, stretch your legs out if they're bent. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. First one way, then the other. Now bring your right knee up to your chest. Hold it and say, thank you, knee. I appreciate you. Straighten that leg out. Bring your left knee up to your chest. Thank you, knee, for everything. Straighten that leg out. Bring both knees up and slowly and gently roll back and forth, feeling that massage on your lower back, your back organs. Feels good. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll to one side, using your lower arm as support for your head. We're going to take our gratitude minute here. Take a minute to be grateful. Pat yourself on the back for showing up for yourself today. You did a good thing for you. And just rest. Think of 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm grateful for you guys. I appreciate you coming. Hey. Now, if you want to, you can stay where you are or bring yourself up to sitting. I'm going to remove my spotlight. You might want to unmute if you want. Don't have to. Hands at your heart. I want to thank you again for joining me today. I wouldn't move like this if I weren't moving with other people. So I hope you have a joyful and peaceful rest of your weekend. We'll end the class by saying namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
You.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a good weekend.